Hi everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. We are on the Haven server, the Team Tuxedo server, and as a little bit of a celebration of my 200th subscriber, which was a little while ago admittedly. I've been a bit slow on this, but my internet recently has been playing up. I thought before it all gets blown up after our UHT, well, I'm going to give you a guided tour of my castle build, which has been a big build I've been working on for a while. So first of all, we've got the big tower. Now, you've seen this before in some of our other videos, me just showing it off a little bit. And a lot of this was designed for perhaps a PvP setting, and the only way up to the big tower is up this staircase, which is all the way here. So you have to come all the way up and go in and out, so it's a pretty decent place to fight in. But that connects Haven to the entire castle build. And we're now in the base of the tower. Now, there's my build area is just there. It's a little hut. But to actually get to the castle, we've got to come up this ladder. We've got to come up this ladder too. Again, big areas to fight in, but little narrow gaps, choke points for people to come through. And there's a tower. It's just room after room, and it goes all the way up. The rooms are currently unfinished, but it gives a really good view. Ooh, hello. Really good view of Haven. There we go. There's Haven. There it is. And the castle build. That's it. That's the front door entrance to my castle build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up and just give you a quick bird's eye view before we come down and I start explaining what all the different buildings are and how it works and where all the secret areas are. But this is the castle build. You're looking down on the roof of the main part of the castle. And we've got the gatehouse with the big stairs coming down to it. You've got plenty of different towers along the exterior walls. Some towers are quite short, some towers are quite big. You've got the main pathway through the entire build area. You've got like a little pond. We've got the just for reference, that's the noble quarter. There's a few spaces for extra houses if necessary. Down here, these three places, this is the rich quarter, and then we've got just the normal scrub stroke trade area and the church, which is just down there. So I'm going to go back to the front and I can actually give you a proper walkthrough through this. I mean, this is taken, the church wasn't done in was done in creative mode. It wasn't done in survival, but everything else that you see is done survival, pure and simple. There's a big desert just the other side of Haven, and well, there used to be a huge mountain in that desert. Now there isn't. Guess where it's all gone? So you come down these stairs. There's plenty of opportunities to have a little bit of a snipe off the top of the stairs at the defenders of the castle. Also, you get a really good view of the main part of the castle as you come down. So as you come down towards the gatehouse, which is this large building here. Now I put gates in instead of doorways because it looks like a portcullis, it looks better. Also it stops zombies from trying to get in. There we go, and once we're over the moat, you can see that we've got the moat flows into the pit of doom, which is a massive ass cavern thing. You see you've got the support structures for the stairs, and we come through here. This is the main gatehouse. Now, as you can tell, there's lots of chests and stuff. This is obviously where I've been doing a lot of my work, where everything's been stored. So let's have a look at the gatehouse. Now, inside the gatehouse, we've got a little bit of a brewing area, just because we're making some potions to go into the nether. And we'll come up onto the first main level, where we can look down at people trying to get in. And then, again, there's lots of windows and stuff to fire from, and there's walls that you can hide behind to snipe from, which is the idea. And also, you can kind of, if they break in, you can try and hold them off. And you can actually fight them off while they're inside as well. So it's kind of like a strong point. But there we go, and that's our view from the top. So you can see all the way up to the top here. You can imagine just firing arrows off at people and dodging stuff. And that's our view down into the main courtyard. So I'm just going to drop into the main courtyard. Oop, there we go. And we're going to have a little guided tour up this end. This is like the utility end of the castle. Now we've got the stables here. Let's have a look into the windows. You can see stables there. For some reason, leads were glitching out in the snapshot that we were using, and yeah, the horses kept escaping. In fact, there's Bob the donkey, and there's an unnamed horse. My other horse is missing because I tethered him down at the bottom of the castle build to help him and help me out, and he escaped because the leads despawned. So that's why this is across here, just to stop them escaping. Here we've got the forge, which is where I do a lot of my smelting for all the iron and stuff like that. We've got another one of these towers which you can enter from the floor and from the battlements. The battlements surround the whole place. You can have a good look around just in case anybody's being sneaky. And yeah, you can see this tower goes all up to here. It's all climbable by ladders and stuff. It's all very defensible. Again, each tower is meant to be designed as a strong point that you can fight from. So anybody coming up here, you can just hit them kind of in the head instead of deleting a ladder. Never mind. You can hit them in the head and try and stop them getting through. Now there is a back entrance, which I'll show you in a second, into the main keep there, which is another area to have to defend. But let's just come down here. So that's the utility end of the castle. So you can imagine the castle under siege. That the forge and the horse areas and stables will be where people kind of store their stuff. So we come here. We've got a nice garden, nice open area here. It's supposed to be very pretty. You know, people live here. You've got a nice back view of the gatehouse, and we come to our first signpost that says to Yif Mansion. Now, kids, don't look up the word Yif. Seriously, don't look in Google. You don't need to know. This is Yif Mansion. This is the what I would call the mayor's house. So the mayor who looks after the village underneath the lord. Now, of course, I'm the lord. I'm the king of carrots. But the mansion itself has got a nice little kind of garden area, which I'm really proud of. It took me a while to get this right because, again, I had to use scaffolding and stuff like that to build this. But it's got two little wings here. I can imagine there'd be bedrooms in the wings. But it's kind of waiting to be furnished. I was hoping that people would move in, but never mind. And you've got two towers. This is a single floor kind of little defensive thing because there's not much to defend here. We've got a taller tower here, which is double floored, ladders all the way, so again easily defensible. It's just to stop people kind of sneaking through here. You can snipe them off from the top of the tower as they drop down and try and kind of navigate their way in. So coming around the back, we've got what I would call the Wizarding Tower because it's got this lovely little kind of side tower that took me a while to get right. I'm not quite sure if it works well, the stairs and everything, but it's the best I could do, and it was kind of an experiment, and I think it worked quite well. And you can kind of like just climb straight up to the top. You've got a load of ladders and stuff. Again, it's supposed to be defensible, but this was meant to be sort of a kind of like a wizarding enchantment tower that you can kind of see from, and you can see the rest of the building there. And there's the keep again. I mean, it's the keep that's taken the keep has taken the most amount of time to build. It's the one thing that's, well, it dominates the entire build basically, and it's the one thing that took the most time to actually sort out. All these buildings and towers and stuff like that, once the keep had been built, got kind of sorted out. And the outside walls, what's determined the shape of the entire place is just this plateau that it's been built on. It was literally just the shape, and I just followed it around with the walls, and then just basically once that had been built, started populating everything. This was a big hill again. It's been flattened off. So that's the Yif Mansion. So that's where the mayor of the town is going to be living. Now we come to the keep, and well, it's impressive. Let's put it that way. It's one massive building. So we've got, yep. So that goes on further. So we've got the keep. Let's go in here. So this is where the nobles, me, and other people who I consider to be nobility would live and would come to, I guess, survive if we were entered in a siege or had some kind of PvP battle. So this would be like a last ditch, and there's two ways into this place, unless you come in via the dungeons, which I'll show you in a second. So let's. This is like a little service area. It's also great for like just popping out, going ha, and trying to stop people breaking in through the main door. You can build barricades. Obviously, it's nice big area with overlooking verandas. All right, we're heading under the stairs, quite literally under the stairs. Where this is where the servants live. The people from the lower half of the village would come and work. So as you can see, there's arrow slots and stuff for people to shoot through. We've got the barracks for our soldiers. We've got an armory, which, you know, right next to the barracks is good for army people. We've got a forge area. There we go. Nice and simple, plain and simple. Bit of forge area. We've got this little wall that sticks out here, and that's because right here is the dungeon entrance. Now this is a kind of like a secret way in, because all the way down there is our mining operation, and there are other shafts into the mining operation around the map. So if you found those shafts, you could come in and kind of sneak in. And these are the dungeons where we'd lock up criminals or people who we killed. They might respawn in here while waiting out the end of the game, and this would be the dungeons they could kind of explore and have a look around. I was planning on putting like secret doors in the walls here if you knew where to look, and hopefully just trying to get people to try and break out of the dungeons, but as the server is going to be deleted relatively soon, developments on kind of like secret passageways out of the dungeons or secret ways to rescue people from the dungeons has kind of been stopped, but it was an idea that I had. Now there's quite a few large empty areas in the serving quarters where I think the idea is that the servants could kind of set up little temporary camping beds if they have to abandon the village. So there's lots of areas for them to live in. Areas underneath where the nobles live, obviously, so the nobles don't have to see them or smell them or interact with them. So, we found ourselves in the kitchen, and it's a fairly basic kitchen, which services everybody, and lots of food stores as well, and nice little view over our little lake area, which is, in a siege, would be used to draw water. You know, throw a bucket out of the window and scoop up the water. There's no need to risk yourselves. So that's the servants' quarter. So we're back in the grand hall entrance. Now the servants aren't really meant to hang around in here. They're supposed to go to their work. But the nobles would come up this big flight of staircase. You can see the colours of the carrots, of the Lord's carrots of this castle, and orange and green, obviously. Nice little balcony to look out over the entranceway to hold parties. And straight away we're in the main big dining hall stroke chamber of commerce. Kind of place where you go and you know, have your meetings. Obviously my chair's up at the top of the table, and there's like the great hall and throne area, which, you know, receive guests and receive nobles or visitors from other lands. Now here's one of the secondary main entrances. Now the reason why this is here is so that people, if get broken into, people can still get up onto the battlements and fight. Not sure whether to put a door there or not, and assuming it'll be a bit drafty, but the weather seems to be quite nice, so, you know, no doors have really been called for. So we're just heading behind the throne area. Now this is where the lords of the manor, this is the other entrance that I showed you, but again routes onto the battlements. This staircase here is where the lords of the mansion would come up. Now this is quite a big, this entire level is for the lord himself. So let's just open these doors, close them again, okay, don't want to let the draft out. So, that's just a little broom cupboard under the stairs. We come to the first bedroom. Now this is Sean and Sassy's bedroom. It's got a cat in it, and it's got water for the cat that it's drunk. Yeah, I know. And a bed. Really, Sean and Sassy's not really bothered about having a big bed, it's all about having a cat. This place was entirely full of wild ocelots, but they kind of despawned, so sad face. But this was completely chocker full of wild cats, because, you know, that's what a girl needs in her life. Next door to that is the library, and if we walk around here, we've got our enchanting table surrounded by as many books as we can to get the maximum use out of the library. So it's quite functional. It's not just for show. It works quite well, and it's got the maximum level of enchantment on it, and if you stick lots of lapis in it too, you're going to get lots of cool enchantments. Now this is the main kind of just relaxing area, just a personal area of the Lord. He's got some chests, music box, listen to some music, some nice furniture, a little bit of an open area in case you want to get something out or do any hobby stuff, and of course a nice big roaring fireplace. I did have Netherrack in here. It was on fire. It did set the floor on fire, so I've set off just for a few torches so you can just see the glow and a bit of smoke. And I think it works quite well. It looks pretty good, nice big fireplace. But there is a secret. There's a secret hidden behind the fireplace, and I'll show you that secret in a second. There we go. This is just more stuff, more chandeliers and stuff like that. It's very posh. Now this is my bedroom. This is the Lord of the Manor's bedroom. You've got my actual bed and lots of cool stuff, little library, some nice chests, a load of music boxes, a little area to have some lunch, and some picture frames on the walls of things I've killed, and a door. And you can see there's like a tower section right there, but there was a fireplace there, surely. But what you do is you go behind the door, and in a little dark area you can see just the slight hint of a... there we go, of a lever, and if you click it and come back out, close that door, might as well, there we go, and come back out around here, something in the fireplace will have changed. There you go. This column here, which you see here, has moved sideways on the sticky pistons, and there's another lever to open an iron door, and we are in the treasure room. Look at this, reinforced extra stone, and there's treasure in the chests. Let's have a look. There's diamonds, there's rubies and emeralds and gold and all my riches. And of course extra storage for carrots, because carrots are very important and really should be in the treasure room too. So let's close it up, and let's close up the fireplace to make sure none of the sneaky peasants decide to get my riches. Yes, because we don't want any peasants. Not up here, no thank you. Not getting my riches, no. But yeah, with that button flicked, there's no way of telling that that's there. Unless you've really studied the outside of the building, you wouldn't know that there was another, basically a turret, just on the other side of that. So that's the personal living quarters of the lord of the area. So past the room cupboard, and we've got one more door, one more level to go up to. Now this level is quite literally, it's just ceiling storage space, but if we have to cram everybody in, if it's a siege and we have to evacuate the village, I guess it's quite a good place just to, you know, have people come and live underneath, literally come and live underneath my roof. So that's a little guided tour. We've got just a few turrets, and they're just blank at the moment, but they could have people living in it if they wanted to. And this is where the secret wing is. Now from the ground floor you can't really see because of the glass, the bars on the windows, and you just look up there and it just looks like a normal room. You don't think about it, and once you're inside of the place you don't really work it out. The only real way to see it is through this window, and even then it's really hard to see it. So that's a little guided tour of the actual castle itself, of the keep. So we've got a sign here saying to village and noble quarter. So let's follow our little pathway here. I mean, it's decorated nicely, obviously, want it to look nice. And there's a pink looking house over there. I'm sure mod had something to do with that. We've got our little pool area here for if people want to do fishing, you know, with fishing rods to get cool looking stuff and enchanting books and things. So a sign here says welcome to the noble quarter, follow road for village. So let's have a look at the noble quarter. Now we've got a house here. There we go. It says Mod's house. So let's have a look inside of Mod house. He's obviously in the noble quarter because he said he wanted to be in. And I made a house for him. Yeah, it's very pig. Oh, the pig. He has got a double bed. I made that concession. I was just going to put like a block of dirt down and say, there's your bed. But no, he gets a double bed and everything is pink because lol. But that's Mod's house. We've got another house down here. Mod rewarded me, I guess, by putting lots of bunnies everywhere. So thank you, Mod. This is another noble house. You've got a little area here. I kind of took a... there's a block missing there. There we go. I kind of took a note out of Yif Mansion and decided that I quite like the idea of having a garden with kind of like a roofy area here, which is a garden that's inside. Conservatory area. Now this is actually underneath Mod's house, which I quite like. It's got 2 bedrooms, a living area. So the bedrooms here, they've got their own little windows. They're a bit cramped, but as they're inside the protection of the walls. Some of the other houses further out into the village are actually bigger, but these houses not only have the luxury of being protected by the walls, but they're really close to the castle if you just want to bimble up there for a nice meal with the Lord of the Manor. So that's why these are in the noble quarter. Not necessarily big, but definitely worth living in if you can afford to. So again, this is another one of my build areas. I was planning on just having a nice little garden area, or putting down a couple of more houses if people want to build here. But now we come to the other main defences, which goes to the village. So this is the back end of the lower, I'll just fly up in here, the lower gatehouse, the bottom gatehouse. And I just fly around of the bottom gatehouse and just show you what it looks like. Apparently there are rabbits nesting in my portcullis. Stop it! Rabbits everywhere. I'm not quite sure what's going on. You've got 2 twin towers. They're both identical to each other, either side of it. Again, lots of defensive positions if we get attacked from down here, just to stop people getting through. Also, if we need to evacuate the village, there's plenty of room to get people through and help guard them. So again, we've got a standard kind of portcullis thing that's dropped down. Got a couple of fence things just to stop zombies breaking through. We have got a moat which we can open up. It is kind of jumpable, kind of, but still, a moat is a moat, and I quite like moats because they work really well with castles. But yeah, the moat goes all the way around, like on the other one, the top entrance, the top gatehouse. So we come out here. There's a bit of a farm here because we're going to need some food. All of my carrots are disappearing slowly because of all of the rabbits, which is kind of annoying really. And I've got another carrot farm here that's been just ravaged by these rabbits. And it's annoying, but hey, what the hell. Mod helped me build this carrot farm, and then he spawned in lots of rabbits just to torture me so they eat all the carrots, because every time I try and plant more carrots, these things flock to me and destroy everything around me, because they're jumping all over the place and they're making the soil go like this. So these rabbits are annoying, but I haven't really decided to go on any pest control to deal with them. But those are the farms. Farms used to be a lot bigger, but I built some houses. Anyway, so this is the rich quarter. Trespassers will be removed, yes. So only the rich folk can live here. So they're not quite nobles, they're not living inside the walls, but they're very close to the walls if anything happens. So this is like a little gated community. They've got a little pond, they've got lots of nice shrubs, and they've got their own buildings, which are relatively large size. They can put in their own interior walls if they like. They can decorate if they like. These are basically just shells that members of Team Tuxedo can come in and basically make their own. That was the idea, is they come along and kind of decorate the houses however they like, in whatever style they like, as long as they don't kind of change the actual structure of the buildings. But this is the rich quarters, so yeah, so I'd assume everybody's going to be like decorated with gold blocks and diamonds, and everything's going to be very sparkly. And it's well lit with glowstone, which I've no expense spared. You have to go to Nether to get that. So let's carry on down here. Now, immediately what catches your eye down here is the Church of the Carrot, which I built for the villagers. I'm just going to give you a quick, just round the side. All of the windows have got stained glass in of carrots, obviously. I mean, that's, well, it's the Church of the Carrot. I thought stained glass would suit it really well. Let's have a look inside of it. Yep. There we go. We're just inside. There's lots of quartz. All the quartz in the world, and glowstone and pews and stuff like that. And there's a nice little, altar at the top here for the sermons of the carrot, as given by the priest of the carrot. I'm not sure who's the priest of the carrot yet, but hey, what the hell, I'm sure there could be. Mod has actually asked me to rebuild or recreate this church in some degree when we reboot the server. So this is going to be a thing. This is going to be on the next server, is the Church of the Carrot. Probably going to be a bit bigger. This one was done in creative mode over the course of an afternoon. Played around with a few ideas, built a few designs, didn't like it, so rebuilt it. Anyway, so as well as the church, you've now moved to just the normal area where people can live. So this is not exactly the poor district, but just the normal district where people can live. You've got a couple of bungalows here. They've basically got a living area and a sleeping area, but it's a bit tight, a bit pokey. But, you know, it's nicely decorated. They've got some flowers and stuff. Or you can choose to live above the shops. There's 3 houses or 3 rooms above each shop. And these shops cater to everybody, so you can buy gold, emeralds. We've got kind of different type of tools and stuff like for farming, if the farmers come from elsewhere. And obviously you can buy weapons if you choose to go questing into the great beyond, because, well, it's dangerous out there. There's trees, there's zombies, there's witches, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. We did get quite a few witches when we were building this. So I'm just going to head up to one of these houses. There we go. So it's just one room. It's a bit pokey. It's meant for dual occupancy. Think of it like a student digs, or just relatively cheap. This is probably the cheapest accommodation because you're having to live above a shop, so you're probably going to get it disturbed when they open up. And they're pretty much all exactly the same. They've got a couple of beds. They've got, you know, a small bookcase, a couple of chests. That's it, really. Please bring own furniture. It's a bit like student digs, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. That's it. That's my castle builds. It's taken me a very long time to do it, and I've really enjoyed working with it. Actually, I like sandstone. It's cool to work with. It's easy to work with. It breaks quicker than normal cobblestone. You're just going past Mod's house there. Isn't it pretty with all those pink banners on it? I really like that. Oh, we've got the back end of the keep there as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been my castle build. Also, a big thanks to all of you guys for helping me go past 200 subscribers. I think I'm on 220 something at this point. So big shout out to you guys. Well, thank you very much for helping support my channel. Without you guys helping me out and just posting on comments and generally just being cool, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm doing this to entertain you guys. I'm not making any money off it. Hell no. So, thank you very much to you guys. Thank you for 200 subscribers. Hopefully you've enjoyed this this castle build challenge, and, well, hopefully see you again for the next 300 subs. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to build next, but when the server resets, I'm going to have a think about what I want to do that's pretty epic, and there you go. So, I'll see you later, guys, and thank you very much. Goodbye.